So hello, City Point leaders, it's Pastor Mike, and I'm just so excited and so thankful for you and your willingness to take this journey with City Circles and lead a group. I was so pumped about Sunday and all the new groups that I saw out there, and it just thrilled my heart to see new people stepping into new territory, and just your faith and your heart, and man, it encouraged me. And then even more so when I saw a lot of people who have never participated in small groups step forward and signed up, and the emails that I've been getting, and the list of names, and it just thrills me that we're engaging people who have who've been around the church, that they're in proximity to the church, but they haven't been in community with the church, and they're sitting close, but they're not being close. There's a difference. There's a huge difference between being close and just sitting close. Last time I went to a Sox game, because after all, I am a Sox fan. And I'm just so happy that Chicago teams are doing well this year. I'm not a Cubs hater, honest. I don't hate anybody except the devil. But I had some really good seats. We were like 3 rows back. We were sitting really close. But in my experience, there's good seats and there's fun in being close. But the real fun is being in the game. It's not sitting close, it's being close. It's not sitting on the sidelines watching someone else do it. It's getting involved. And so what happened is people went from proximity and they decided, well, I'm going to try this community thing. So it's just really important for us now to lead them, because we're seeing them coming out of sitting in a row, and now they're going to sit in a circle. And that's a huge step. That's a huge breakthrough, coming from sitting in a row to sitting in a circle. Think about that. I mean, it's just awesome. Makes my heart sing and dance. And I just think it's incumbent that we go forward with a strategy of then how that we're going to make these circles meaningful. So the first step that I want to talk to you about in developing a really good, healthy group, is to go into it with a strategy. You're going to have people in your group that are real chatty and who will actually dominate the group. And you might have to, after a first meeting, just kind of get them aside and say, hey, I just appreciate your input and everything, but I need you to help me, because the strategy here is, let's get the people who don't talk, the people who are really quiet, and try to engage them and try to bring them into the discussion. And so I just need you to really help me with that. And so, what you're doing there, see, is twofold. You're discipling someone who needs to learn how they need to do more listening and less talking, and then you're bringing that person who's quiet, who needs to open up. And see, that's the purpose of a strategy. The strategy is discipling. The strategy is that we're here to help instruct and teach and bring people along and put them in the process. We're all in the process. And so the process is just how we grow together as believers. And some need to slow down and some need to speed up. And so there's all these different people in different places. And so we go in with this strategy of how do we help speed up some and how do we slow down others. And so just think about that as you plan your first meeting, and just really take time to let people talk and let people share and get to know each other. The mission of community is to commune, and the best way to commune is to let them communicate. And so let people talk, and don't be afraid to when somebody gets going. I've done these and I've had to do this many times where I would actually politely and tactfully kind of cut someone off and open the floor for someone, even call on someone to talk who's just been holding back or hanging back, not to embarrass them, but to get them involved. The second step in a strategy, is to have a plan for the meeting. Now, you want to go into it, with the idea that it's free flowing and it's kind of off the cuff, but really it's not off the cuff. I mean, like it's like in any communication, the best form of communication is when it seems relaxed and unplanned and impromptu, but really all the great communicators have a plan, and it's not impromptu, but it just feels like it. And so your plan that you go in with is to engage and get people connected, formulate and have some questions that will stimulate, not just yes or no, but hey, what do you think about this? Open-ended questions. And because here's the thing too, we need a strategy, a plan, because if you have no plan, the saying goes, then you plan to fail. So we go in with a plan, or like the story's told of the marksman that he was shot bow and arrow. He was a bow and arrow expert, and everywhere around town you'd see bullseyes with the arrow right in the center. And the stranger came into town and said, "Oh man, this is the most amazing marksmanship I have ever seen, and where can I meet this person?" And they introduced him to this marksman who shot all these arrows into trees and telephone poles right dead center of the bullseyes. And he said, "How have you become such a great marksman?" And the person said, "Oh, it's easy. I shoot first and then I draw a circle." And you see, that's many times how we come at groups and things. We shoot first and then draw the circle. But no, go into it with a plan. Go into it with some idea. Not that it's rigid or that you're trying to hold everybody to a form or hold them hostage to a plan. But believe me, a plan works. I have to go into the pulpit with a plan. I have a plan. I have a message, and I have a way to deliver it. And you have to go into ministry with a plan. Our purpose of City Circles is part of a plan. And the plan is a strategy for discipling and bringing people into community. And if you think about it, we spend a lot of time around here and effort and energy and money to get people through the growth track, which has become an integral part of who we are. But then the question is, what after the growth track? Once they get through the growth track, this is why City Circles become so important, because it becomes the means through which that growth track really begins to take effect and gets worked out in their lives. And the third step in the strategies and plans that we have is evaluate. Think about your meetings. Ask yourself, how did this meeting go? It's a debriefing kind of thing where you take a minute and you think about what was really good about the meeting and make some notes and think about how, because a lot of times you will just come into times that, that'll be just amazing. And so you need to, really think through it. How did that happen and how did that unfold? And then you think about, well, what wasn't so good and how can I avoid that? And just think through it and really evaluate. It's worthwhile to evaluate what you're doing, and not to be hypercritical, but just evaluate it, because you're looking at making them the best they can be. And I appreciate that. And so I just appreciate you for doing what you're doing. We'll have more of these in the future, and I just want to just lead you in this. And if you have questions, email me or grab me after church or any opportunity. I'd love to talk with you and share with you my heart. God bless you.